If you want to stay up to date with all current hip hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community. So the other day, a video of Lil Wayne went viral, and I kind of want to talk about what this whole situation was about. You've probably seen it, but I kind of want to give my take on this and then talk about what I kind of got from this in terms of how this connects to hip hop in general. So Darnell Smith did an interview with Lil Wayne, and in this, they sat down together and he recited one of his favorite Wayne bars to Wayne. In the line in question is from the remix of Lollipop, and is safe sex is great sex, better wear a latex, cause you don't want that late text that I think I'm late text. Now this in itself is of course a great bar. This is something that when Wayne delivers this it's mind blowing. It's people go crazy for this. And when he recited this line back to Wheezy, Wayne himself was like, "Oh, I didn't know that I said this." He was like, "Oh, I said that? I'm a dog." And then later on, he also said, "I didn't know when I said that or why I said that, but I said it." And later on after that, Smith asked him again if he didn't, write it or how he doesn't remember it. And Wayne again said that he doesn't write. It's just off the top. And this is something that he's been very famous for. Wayne was one of the first artists in the 2000s that I think was publicly proud of saying, "Oh, I'm not writing raps. I'm just in the booth spitting everything off the top." And this is something that we've seen reoccurring in hip hop in recent years a lot more. Artists like the Migos, for example, are also known for just going into the booth, just trying to come up with something while the beat is going, and just basically freestyling entire tracks. Trap now being the most popular subgenre of hip hop, this is of course also made a lot easier because when you spit over a boom bap beat, there is of course a heavy importance and reliance on the lyrics and the bars you're rapping. But on trap beats is often neglected and is more about the flows and the vibes and whatever melodies you can come up with. So they can kind of get away with it better. Just think of Lil Baby. Lil Baby is also someone who freestyles every single track that he does, or not every single track, but a lot of the things that he puts out. And there's a lot of videos online of Baby just in the booth trying to come up with something, kind of going line for line, recording one line, then the producer plays it back to him, and then he tries to come up with whatever he has after that. And I think that's really remarkable. I think it's very interesting to watch someone in that creative process. But this is, of course, the complete opposite of someone like, for example, a J. Cole, who writes his raps when he's not even listening to the beat. So his lyrics are more about the content and the way he wants to say them in his words, rather than how they sound on a beat. And then later on, when he's in the studio, he just kind of has to lay him on beat and try to come up with a flow form that he probably already had in his mind beforehand. Now, of course, you can also write to the beat, which is also what a lot of people do. I'm not saying J. Cole doesn't do that. Of course he does. But I just took him as an example because he's always regarded as this lyrical peacekeeper in hip hop. And I do think that there is a great difference in, for example, a Lil Baby and a J. Cole. J. Cole would never put out some lyrics that Baby has put out. One of my, Baby has so many lyrics, or also the Migos. Wayne is the king of really corny and bad punchlines, but I'm actually trying to make the exact opposite argument here, but I just had to put that in. So Baby has just lines that he comes up with, and he's just like, "Oh, well, I guess this just happened, and let's put it out." Cole, for example, on the other hand, or any other, more lyrical rapper, is very diligent about perfecting their rhymes and really, playing with words, doing something along the lines of poetry. While Baby, of course, is just trying to write the beat. I'm not saying Baby is really just someone who doesn't care about this. I think there are a lot more artists out there that don't care about this as much as Baby. Baby has proven me wrong with the bigger picture, for example, that he definitely didn't freestyle. I can't imagine him freestyling that entire track. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is Wayne is one of the only people that I can think of that still has like very emotional, deep songs that are vulnerable, that are personal, that we just know that he freestyled. Of course, he doesn't freestyle everything he does, otherwise he would totally get out of practice with, playing with words and all that. But even if the majority of the stuff that he does is off the top, he can still create incredibly intense moments and very personal moments in his music, and I think that's why he's such a GOAT. Like, that is why Wayne is of course regarded by himself as the GOAT, but also by a lot of other people. And the fact that he didn't even remember his own lyrics in this snippet in the video that I'm talking about, you should go watch it yourself. It's funny. To me, that kind of also shows his hustle mentality. He's like, okay, we did this, now move on to the next. I'm not saying these new rappers don't do that, they definitely do, but in Wayne's case, it's still quality and quantity, while I believe in a lot of new artists it's just quantity over quality. And that's something that I appreciate about Wayne, and that I've now again realized through this snippet. So I kind of group artists into three different categories when it comes to writing lyrics. For one of the categories is quality over quantity, which we have J. Cole, for example, as I was making the whole argument earlier. Then we have quantity over quality, which is for example, Amigos or Lil Baby. And then we also have quality and quantity, which I think Wayne falls in this category. And, maybe some other artists that we don't even know about. A lot of artists have come out also saying that they don't really write. I think it was Big Sean who also said that everything he does nowadays, he used to write back in his early days and over the years. But for the recent past, he's also just been freestyling in the studio. And I think that's also really interesting and really intriguing to hear someone like him say that, for someone to switch up his own method of writing lyrics this late in his career, while he has already amassed a fan base that maybe is used to his writing, that maybe expects a certain level of writing ability from him, and then to kind of have the audacity to be like, okay, I'm gonna spit off the top now, which I might, sacrifice my quality in for a little bit, but maybe over time that practice can really make him a better rapper and make him a better MC. So it's going to be very interesting to watch Big Sean in the future. But yeah, that's all I got to say about this. I think this is a very interesting topic. This is something I thought about and I've been thinking about a lot, because to me sometimes it seems like the rappers that just spit off the top, they have it easier because they have to spend less time writing lyrics. But then again, it is way harder to just come up with something incredibly great on the spot and then also lay it down. Now, something I want to mention here too is that people like Kanye have also said that, for example, for 808s and Heartbreak, he also was just spitting off the top. And then for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, he again sat down to write lyrics. Infamously, Power it took him how long? 5,000 man hours to write. But for someone like Kanye to just do it off the top, I think is incredible. And I think there's a lot of artists in the past that we think just wrote their stuff consciously that just spit it off the top. But anyway, let me know what other artists you think don't actually sit down and write their raps, but rather just freestyle in the studio, and what you think about this whole thing in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.